Hello and thank you for joining me again. This is tutorial T, Techno Trip. This Techno theme unfortunately really only applies to the essay topics at the end. Other than that, it's slogging on with the grammar again, some more punctuation, also simple and complex sentence types. So let me not tarry and let me just get on with it. And simple sentences have one subject and one verb, and the simple sentence expresses one idea. They stand alone, these sentences do, they make sense by themselves. Artificial intelligence could have those consequences. It's got one subject, one verb, it's a simple sentence. Computers is the subject, go is the verb, it's a simple sentence. Fred reads a book. The Pacific is, I didn't put this in red like I did with the others. The Pacific is a large ocean. In the library at dawn, we giggled. Here there is a phrase, but there's still only one sentence and one verb. So it's still a simple sentence. The compound sentence is when you take two simple sentences and you join them together with a conjunction. Richard buys computers, that's one simple sentence. Mary repairs smartphones, that's another simple sentence. And they're joined by the conjunction and. It's a compound sentence, like compound glues and compound verbs and compound nouns. Two things stuck together. Derek has a smartphone and uses his computer at home. Here we've got an implied subject in the second one. The play is short, but there is a party afterwards. One simple sentence with is, another simple sentence with is, the two of them joined with a conjunction but. It's a compound sentence. The trickiest one is the complex sentence. One main clause and one or more subordinate or less important clauses which provide extra information, joined by subordinating conjunctions. I must learn AI now because it is the field of the future. So you have a main clause, I must learn AI now, and then this conjunction introduces a reason why I must learn AI now. The accident happened, that's the main clause, where, and then our subordinate clause tells you where this accident happened. It's a complex sentence, a main clause and one subordinate clause. The man who wears the computer design t-shirt is my uncle. What's in red is the main clause. The man is my uncle. What's in black is the additional information. And here in orange, the relative pronoun who functions similarly to a subordinating conjunction. Okay, I'll take their word for it. When I'm old, I will talk to my computer. Main clause, I will talk to my computer. When I'm old, telling you when you're going to do it. So it's one main clause, one subordinate clause. The storm faded away, main clause. When did it fade away? As night fell. It's got a verb in it, so it's a clause. So it's one main, one subordinate. It's a complex sentence. Fairly tricky, but you get used to them. And then loose versus periodic sentences. A loose sentence is a complex sentence where the main clause comes first and the subordinate clause is at the end. The car will be fixed. When will it be fixed? That's your less important information. It happens at the end. In a periodic sentence, you've got the subordinate clause at the beginning after we've written exams and the main clause at the end, I'm going to Paris. And you can use these for emphasis or to create suspense. After we've written exams and I've seen how well I did, and I've spoken to my auntie, and I've gotten enough money, and I've researched all the destinations in the world, then I am going to Paris. That sentence makes you wait for after this and after that and after the other, and finally it tells you, I'm going to Paris. So you could use a periodic sentence on purpose to create suspense in the mind of your reader. Is each sentence simple, complex, or compound? Well, your clue in this one is the word and. So then we've got a simple sentence, the computer is overheating. There's our conjunction. Second simple sentence, the room is too hot. So it's a compound. Let's jump to this one because this one's very clearly a simple. One subject, one verb. So then this one's probably going to be complex. Yes, it is. We've got this main clause, we must be careful with the new computer. And then our reason for that is our subordinate or less important clause that comes before. So this falls in the category of periodic sentence, gives our reason, and we have to wait for the end for the main clause. So we had a compound, complex, and simple. We've been over concord errors before, but just to remind you, every gift was or were, it's like each and none and neither. Every gift was wrapped in gold paper. Every member has the right to vote. We use a singular verb. I hope that everyone has paid, another singular verb. And another singular verb, one of the boys has lost his wallet. Turn adjectives into abstract nouns. What is the name of the quality that the explorer has? Courage. What is the quality that the host has? Friendship or friendliness. What is this poor survivor experiencing? Starvation. Without a B. What has this businesswoman created for herself? Success. This citizen has the quality of, not pastry, but patriotism. And this forest has the quality of enchantment. Supply the correct collective noun. A what of stairs? A flight of stairs. A what of geese? A gaggle of geese. A what of pearls? A string of pearls. That unusual one for crows. A murder of crows. And then a what of kittens? A litter of kittens. Turn into nouns. He has the quality of ferocity. If you die, you have to experience death. He has the quality of heroism. It was terrible to witness the destruction. He has the quality of strength. She has the quality of vanity. They were praised for their good behavior. I'll spell it the American way. After he had healed himself, he had health. They were devoted, they showed devotion. They were arrogant, they showed arrogance. That watch was intricate, it had a certain intricacy. And that watch was authentic, it had a certain authenticity. Turning into nouns. Back to our punctuation, the colon introduces a list, a quotation, or a line of dialogue in a script. Among the top films directed by Alfred Hitchcock are the following: colon, Psycho, The Birds, and Frenzy. Colons introduce lists. Poetry includes various types. Colon, the ode, the sonnet, and the elegy. The directions were as follows: colon, remove packaging, warm, and serve. She said colon, or in American English, in American English, a colon. I think in British English, a comma. Linda in a play script, colon, says, "Come here, John." In direct speech, Sue said, colon, I wrote an article yesterday. Ah, are we already going off for punctuation? Was that it for punctuation for today? Oh, there's one more page about punctuation. But yeah, we're going on to direct and indirect speech. Those were her exact words. I wrote an article yesterday. But now if we're reporting back 3 months later, what did she say that day? She said that she'd written an article the previous day. So yesterday becomes the previous day. Tomorrow becomes the following day or the day after. Last week becomes the previous week, etc. So here are those changes. Now becomes then. This becomes that. These become those. Here becomes there. Today becomes that day. Tomorrow, the next day. Yesterday, the previous day or the day before. Tonight, that night, last week, the previous week or the week before. So can we do these? Mary said that her father had written her a note yesterday. Whose father? We're not told. Mary said that his father had written her a note the previous day. No quotation marks in your answer. Mom said that she had not seen her the previous week. She said that she was ready. He said that he was leaving that day and not the following day. Jim asked whether he could visit his friend. No quotation marks in your answer. Mom said that she was very pleased with Sue the previous day. And I'll do this last, I'll type this last one out because I didn't type the others. Sue asked whether Keith had had a hand. Bit awkward, the had a hand in that party. Just as a sentence, no quotation marks, that tells you we're reporting this sometime later. Rewrite in direct speech. What were Rudy's father's exact words? Rudy's father asked, colon, did you read the books? Those were his exact words. And now, of course, we're going to need a question mark and to close our inverted commas. The sailor said that the sea was rough. The sailor said, the sea is rough. Those were his exact words. Paul told Daniel, and he gave a straight command, sit still. Dan said, now this is not about he was talking about himself. Dan said, I was in London. When? Not the previous year, but I was in London last year. Then we've done it in reverse now and rewritten in direct speech. Add punctuation. Definitely we'll need our capital in a loud voice. Fred with a capital. Oops. Fred said, colon, open inverted commas. I like to call them chick-chicks. What do you think you are doing? Question mark, close chick-chicks. Mike, who knows my aunt, Mike, comma, who knows my aunt, comma, said. Open chick chicks, capital letter. Does Edith live here? Has morning come already? Asked Romeo. Those are already his exact words. Has morning come already? Question mark, close chick chicks. Asked Romeo with a capital R, full stop. That's the judge, she said, whom we saw last night. So here the direct speech is interrupted. That with an apostrophe, because it's short for that is. That's the judge, she said, whom we saw. They've left out, I've left out the A. Whom we saw last night. Full stop, close chick chicks. That's the judge, she said, whom we saw last night. And that's pretty much the tutorial, because I said we've got only one page of T words. A cruel and oppressive ruler, a tyrant, tending to keep a firm hold of something, clinging or adhering closely. Tenacious, holding on, kept going. A social or religious custom prohibiting or restricting a particular practice or forbidding association with a particular person, place, or thing. Don't speak to her, don't speak about that. That's a taboo subject. An idea that recurs in or pervades a work of art or literature, a theme. Of little value or importance. Oh, don't speak about that. That's just a trivial matter. It's really not of any importance whatsoever. Oh, one more page of T words. A feeling of fear or anxiety about something that may happen. Trepidation. I feel a sense of trepidation. Of a substance, allowing light but not detailed shapes to pass through, semi-transparent. It lets light through, but you can't see the person on the other side of the frosted mirror, the frosted glass. That glass is translucent. The quality of someone's voice, especially expressing a particular emotion, the tone of their voice. A book of synonyms, not a book of definitions like a dictionary, but a book of just synonyms, or a website, is a thesaurus. And finally, showy or gaudy but cheap. She was wearing a tawdry dress that she picked up at a street market. Gaudy and cheap, tawdry. Finally, our bit of writing suggestions end with something strong. You might come back to your introduction to bring your piece of writing full circle, to create symmetry. Let the conclusion mimic the introduction, not in exactly the same words, but refer to what you said earlier, putting a new twist on it. And that'll show that you've thought through this whole piece of writing before you started writing it. You planned it. You planned that it would come full circle, and you'd return at the end to the idea that you had in the very first line. Topics. The future is not what it used to be. The AI revolution. I've got the whole world in my hands. Peer pressure. The need to rebel, not rebel. The need to rebel or the need to fit in. Living in a high-tech society. I'm over 16, I'm a numbered being. Or that high-tech picture. One more time, the future is not what it used to be. The AI revolution. I've got the whole world in my hands. Peer pressure. Living in a high-tech society. I'm over 16, I'm a numbered being. Or the picture. Vocabulary quiz. Careless. Failing to take proper care is negligent. We moaned at him about his negligence. Calm and unconcerned, often in a casual way. nonchalant. Famous for something bad, starting with not. Notorious. Unaware of what's happening around one. Oblivious. Not well known, hard to understand. Obscure. All powerful. Omniwhat. Omnipotent. Showy or designed to attract notice. She wore such an ostentatious dress. Ostentatious. And then open and obvious, not hidden. Overt. It was in full view. Overt. That's our vocabulary quiz, and that's our tutorial. And can you believe we're already getting to tutorial U? But thank you so much for joining me for tutorial T. Only U, V, W, X, Y, Z, only 6 to go. I appreciate your being here, and I look forward to seeing you again in tutorial U. Until I see you again, go well and goodbye.